Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
Back at you in Gloves Off, and I got a dear friend of mine. We've been friends since we were kids, and Arturo Ortiz, and we're going to talk about his Laredo Medical Weight Loss Center and how you can benefit from that and what's going on. Because number one, how are we doing, brother?
I'm doing great, bro. How about you? Thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime.
I'm very impressed with your gym here and everything.
Well, a lot of people don't know this is the first school of Savate in the New World. And it's been here since '88. You can see the patina on the walls. You can see everything in there.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of great students that have come out and gone and become doctors and lawyers and such.
Fantastic.
But that's where it started. So Savate basically here, this is the first school officially by the French Federation.
I remember the history. You were passionate about it then, and you still are now.
And it's good that we're talking about weight loss, because when I was back in, I was 24 years old, 22, 24, I was third in the world, super middleweight division. I was 168.
Congratulations.
And I blew my hand in an accident, so I had 11 reconstructive surgeries.
Wow.
And all the cortisol and everything else, all of a sudden you become, so all of a sudden, that doesn't mean I can't punch or kick, but
I know.
But
I know that.
But
power is the last thing you lose, brother.
But the problem is weight loss. It affects a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
And it affects a lot of people and I see it here. Everybody wants to do martial arts to lose weight. Yes and no. Yeah, would you lose weight? Yes, but no, it's not going to get you there. Not what you think. So a lot of people join the gym.
Right.
Within 30 days, they're quit.
They quit. Yeah.
A lot of people go get surgeries.
Right.
They're worse off than before they started. The majority of them. Some of them do some good stuff. So
Because
it just
they don't
depends.
have the nutritional counseling. They don't have the lifestyle that goes with it.
So explain to me, what do you do there at the center?
Well, the first thing we do is we take a medical approach to weight loss. We have a full team of medical professionals. Dr. Askew is our medical director. She's a board-certified gynecologist. I have a very strong nursing background. I became a nurse because my father got sick with diabetes, and I didn't know what was happening to this very strong man that raised me, that was an ex-Golden Glove boxing champion. And I see him withering away. I was supposed to be a banker like my mom.
Sure.
And he was diagnosed with diabetes at 53 years of age. And I remember going to the local college here. And back then we used to have to check out books. Remember, there was no smartphones.
There was nothing.
And I was trying to self-educate myself on how the endocrine system worked and how this silent killer was killing my father. So I changed my major. And I became a nurse, and the first 9 years of my career, I visited diabetics at home and taught them nutritional counseling. But it was already too late for those people. They already had diabetes, They're already, I was injecting them with insulin and checking their blood sugars and teaching them how to live. And I thought, what about prevention? Prevention is the key.
Sure.
And I started working for Dr. Slayman in Houston, and I learned a lot from him. And he made me sign a non-compete. So we opened our first location in 2009, and then in San Antonio in 2010, less than a year later. And now we're here in Laredo. And we've served over 70,000 people. And the way we do it is, patient walks in, and we're looking at them blindfoldedly initially. So we have to have a baseline established, like you do in any other hospital. We take blood work. We separate the muscle weight from the fat weight on a body composition analyzer. We set a target goal weight based on what they should be according to their height, age, and gender as far as weight goes. And we completely teach them a new lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. We teach them what to eat. We don't tell them what not to eat. We tell them what to eat. And I have that illustrated, and places to eat out, just to simplify a lifestyle. We encourage exercise. This would be a perfect place to work out and change the lifestyle. Starting new lifestyle changes that are going to be beneficial
Absolutely.
for the patient, not just the food and the injections and all that. We detoxify the liver with an injection because your liver is your body's fat and brain organ, and having a fatty liver is kind of like having a clogged sink in your kitchen. It's not doing anything, and this injection that we put them on is kind of like the Drano. So now the liver is detoxifying the body and burning fat while they're resting. So people need help sometimes,
Absolutely.
and that's what we do. We try to keep them out of the hospital and as healthy as possible.
Absolutely.
And we have a nurse practitioner on board. We have a full team of medical professionals. We consider our patients family, and I personally take call until midnight. You're not going to get that in every other clinic. We're very affordable. We make it affordable. We accept payments. We're the least expensive clinic in Texas, and we're the only ones that take payments and make it affordable.
Well, that's the way it should be, because right now, with the time that we live in, I mean, we're losing businesses, small businesses left and right, and it's a small business that's been open 10 years now. It's pretty hard to find, and 20 years and 30 years now you're reaching goals. 40 years you're up there. So when you start getting those small businesses that have withered the time, they're going to be resilient to it. Something's going to happen. They're going to continue going forward. Either it's a passion or the drive of the small business owner, or people really like it. So, and but nowadays, exactly what you said. It's a change of lifestyle, and nowadays we have too much going on.
Right.
Before this was not around. When we grew up, this didn't exist.
No.
We got home. The light turned on in the street, and we better get over there before it was completely dark.
I remember that.
So
and we got bullied.
We
fought back.
You fought back. You didn't wear a blue shirt. Now
you didn't press charges, and you didn't go and tattle on anybody. You just took it and.
What? Art. I look at that. We were bullied, and we stood up, and we stood the ground, and
absolutely.
And then we bullied the bully.
Absolutely.
So nowadays, the kid stands up, and he's sent to alternative school, and he's sent to juvie for standing up and defending himself, and you're like, wait a minute, whoa.
Yeah.
What are we teaching them?
I know.
So I mean, it's our schools have adopted the school to prison system that is pretty bad, that we really have to look back and say, is this really where we're going?
Right.
It's sad.
I know.
It's sad, and it's sad.
We're not raising them as tough as we used to.
No, they're not around.
Not at all.
And I'm not saying that we were tougher. We live life. We're not that we were tougher. It's always been the same, right? But we knew that if we fell down, we had to put hydrogen peroxide by ourselves. We drank water off the water hose outside.
That's right.
So,
when we swam in the river.
You know what I'm saying?
So we ate the corn in Mexico.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then people
yeah.
People look down nowadays and they say, oh well, so and so his liver's screwed up. Probably got hepatitis when we were eating corn across the river, and we just came over with a fever.
I know.
But
parasites and all that. We survived all that, so we have the immune system. You and I probably have a lab rat.
But that's what happens. But changing the lifestyle means a lot, and that's what I tell people. If you're really serious about learning how to defend yourself and learning this,
that's right.
Because number one, it's going to change you from within, and learning it correctly. There's a lot of schools out there and so on and so forth, but learning it correctly for it to become muscle memory is a different story. But what happens is that people need to say, you know what, from 9 to 10 o'clock at night, that's when I'm going to go train.
That's right.
Everything else stops. That's when you're going to start doing it. And if you can do that for 7 days, you've already got the bug inside you. You can continue doing it.
That's right.
And that's the difference. That's called, and then dedication comes into that.
That's right. Mike Tyson said the definition of dedication is forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do, but you do it anyway.
Absolutely.
And adhering to principles and having that discipline is the key.
Absolutely. And
I like what you said about the bullying versus the playground tussle. and the bullying, big difference.
There's a difference.
Enormous difference. And people that really know how to defend themselves, like you, don't look for fights.
No, don't.
I try to talk myself out of any altercation, but I really I've been following your podcast so I can have a little bit of knowledge about what you've done, since I've been away for 33 years. And I'm very impressed with what you've done. And the messages that you're sending out to the young folks and
listen, we grew up with fathers that if you did something wrong, you're going to get belted when you got home.
That's right.
And if you talk back to the teacher, guess what? You're going to get belted when you get home. You're going to get double. And people say it's a kid's fault. No, it's not the kid's fault. Yes and no. It's a parent's fault. Yes and no. What's happened is that we have produced a society that they are in an indoctrination that's going on, that you're sick all the time. The kid's acting up. Oh, yeah, it's ADHD. Send them up, stick them on medicines. So the kid's perfectly fine, but now he's doped out of his mind. So what is going to happen?
Right.
He's going to start looking for something else.
Yeah.
I tell folks this.
Illicit drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what happens. Oh, he doesn't like it. He's going to go to alternative school. He acted up. He's going to go to alternative school. Man, folks, where are we going? But we can't. How can I say? There's an African proverb there. All the teacher always use. Oh, it takes a community to raise a child, and we're the community. Well, that's where it starts. Is that you're the community. Then start doing what you're supposed to be doing, teaching these kids what to do right.
I agree. Take them off that damn computer. They're always on the video games, and we grew up, playing outdoor football. Going to boxing gyms and training in garages and lifting weights and doing all that stuff we used to do. And I have one son, and I watch him waste his time on. To me, it's a waste of time to be on a computer and playing video games. And well, what did you do growing up, Dad? We didn't have all this stuff. We didn't have phones. We found things to do.
My son's been doing Sarat since he was he started very young. He started actually in capoeira very young. Came in here, loved it, still does it. Does capoeira, does kempo, does it. Calmest kid you can ever see. 19 years old. Well, you met him the other day. He's just calm, collective, just like nobody can tell him anything. He's kind of like, oh, whatever, brushes it off. Is that the training that comes in? Probably so, in his attitude, right? When you start looking at folks, like you said, that know how to fight,
right,
and know how to defend themselves, you're dealing with violence all the time. You're actually learning how to control that chaos. Right. And the only person, and I agree with Dr. Peterson, Jordan Peterson, the only person that can become peaceful is a person that already knows what violence is. So all these people now that claim peace, if they snap, that's what we get the tragedies that we get, like violence and so forth, because they never knew, Stuff, unfortunately, that's what we got. But let's talk back about weight loss. Let's talk back. Let's say a person comes inside and says, you know what, I'm having difficulties losing weight.
Well, like I said before, we have to get a baseline, establish a baseline, set a goal weight, and then figure out a protocol. How are we going to get this patient to their goal? And we don't just work with people that are overweight. We work with bodybuilders. We work with professional athletes. I've had Oscar De La Hoya as a client, Jesse James Leija. As you know, I'm a big boxing fan, so I work with fighters to help them, get their fight game at their highest level. So we do have products that are going to give you explosive workouts, put on lean muscle mass, and take your workout to another level. So it's not just for the sedentary lifestyle. It's for the person that's going out, balls out in a gym somewhere, or has a physical regimen of some sort to take it to another level. We offer peptides. That's how Mike Tyson made his comeback. That's how Top Gun was filmed with Tom Cruise. That's why he looks so good. Peptides are used for a variety of reasons. And better sleep, better libido, fat burning, muscle building, energy, even a stronger mental capacity. So I listen to the patient, myself, I counsel them, and we come up with a perfect plan for that person's lifestyle. If they don't go to the gym, then we have something that's going to help them lose weight with or without exercise and control their appetite too. We call that the Skinny Shot program. And feel free to call me directly, 956-324-2695. I can elaborate more on the product. There are some contraindications. Not everybody can do hormones. Some people are too young to do hormones. For that, we have injectables like L-carnitine and amino acids that help build muscle. Nothing's going to beat an injection. So we're kind of like a GNC, but from the medical side.
Sure.
And our goal is to get the patient in the best shape of their lives and a healthy lifestyle. The hardest thing to do is take Coca-Cola away from people. So I had to come up with something to replace the sodas and the sugary energy drinks that are causing all these problems. It's the simple carbs that are killing everybody, but the man-made sugary edibles.
Absolutely. And that's good because there's a lot of, listen folks, energy drinks is pretty bad. I drink them, and I drink like 3 of them a day. And
what's your drug of choice? Monster or Rockstar?
Monster. I'm allergic to coffee. I mean, you put me in a hospital with coffee.
Yeah.
They put me in coffee. I'm allergic to the coffee bean, not the caffeine.
Wow.
And so I don't want to drink Dr. Pepper, so I'll drink this other stuff here. So I said, okay, whatever.
The lesser evil.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
It's still evil, but the lesser evil. Yeah.
It's like voting, but elections, you vote the lesser evil.
Yeah,
We're
right.
gonna vote for this guy that ripped off this much, or this guy that ripped off this much.
Yeah.
Here in Laredo, there was a politician that says, running for something para menos corrupción. Entonces va a haber corrupción, por lo más menos.
A little less this way, a little more for that. For people.
Just a little bit less. I'm gonna rip you off less than that other guy.
Right.
But
That's right. You're still gonna get ripped off, right?
But
this is matcha in case they're wondering, and we sell it at the clinic, and we sell it by the packet or we sell it by the box for the whole month supply, and that would take the place. You're not gonna get. It's like a calm sense of alertness and energy.
Okay.
It's a Japanese plant, and I heard about it in the Joe Rogan podcast, and years back, and I started looking into it. And so this is what we do. We have to wean people off of the things that are hurting them. There's things that you can eat and drink that are going to fight disease, and then there's things that you can eat and drink that are going to promote disease. So we only live once,
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
And and we here in Laredo, I remember when I was training monk, we used to say, everything from now on you're gonna have to eat with a fork, no more tortillas. So everything was cut off, man. That's the way it was. And and what happens with a discipline within say martial arts or bodybuilding or CrossFit or something, when you get into it, I'm not talking about you just go mess around and 3 months later you go back over there and then go. No, talking about you actually live it. You're gonna get discipline involved, and you're gonna get that discipline's gonna be what's gonna help you a lot.
Absolutely.
And if you do not get that in you, which is very hard for you to do, because we live in, like I said, I keep saying this. We got problems. We had kids and bills to pay and work and what else and all this other stuff, and people just flake out. Not flake out. They just break themselves apart. That's what.
And it could be a lot of things. It could be a toxic relationship. It could be temptation. It could be picking up a bad habit. All those things are counterproductive.
Absolutely.
And exercise and losing weight and getting in shape. Everything starts with the brain, but nourishing your mind and your body is the key to living a healthy lifestyle. Adding quality years to your life.
Absolutely. It's you have to understand that if you look back now, was I proud of what I did when I was 30 years old? Yeah. Was I proud at 30 what I did at 20?
Right.
And the stuff that I'm doing now, I'm going to be 55 in the next month. I go, am I going to be proud at when I'm 70 what I did at 55? I better start working out. I better start doing stuff like that and start moving forward.
Right.
For you to live to 70 years old.
That's right.
Understand? So understand that. Are you going to be proud of what you did back then? And, and life changes. Who knows? You might end up training in a martial arts in Savat or Kempo or what have you, Capoeira, and all of a sudden say, you know what, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. And open up and start teaching others or going to the field there. You know what, I hope I lost so much weight, I love what you did, this is getting me in there, I want to become a nutritionist. Things like that are going to happen.
Right.
You never know. Remember, plan for the future, don't just worry for right now.
That's right. That's right. And I never knew that. By the age of 16, I had read 3 books on nutrition. I was going to the gym and I was eating clean back then. And I never knew I was going to use that to make a living and help people and change lives, Another thing we offer, before I forget, is testosterone replacement therapy, hormone replacement. Oftentimes people are eating right, trying to get plenty of rest, exercising, but they're not reaching their goals. And, when they say age is just a number, it's the nanograms per deciliter. It's where you are on your testosterone level. If you have a 300 NGDL level and you're trying to perform like you did when you had an 800 level, like at the age of 25, it's going to be impossible. So we try to dial back aging along with nutritional counseling and the products, and to optimize a person's potential. So we offer all that as well. Everything, it's a one-stop shop for everything. We're going to start adding primary care in the future to treat sick people, and gynecology. So
Absolutely.
We're looking to expand our practice and offer the weight loss and aesthetics like we do now. We offer Botox, fillers, anything that has to do with self-improvement and looking and feeling better.
Absolutely.
And our slogan is bringing San Antonio quality care to Laredo, because we all started outside and came to Laredo. And the reason I picked Laredo to open is because there were so many people driving to San Antonio to see us, begging us to open here, because there was nothing like that here. And so.
And you're from here as well.
And I'm from here.
It's going to bring you back, So it's unfortunately we go out there and learn and do, and then come back. Most of the vast majority of us do that.
I know. I left Laredo when Ronald Reagan was president to serve my country, and I came back when Trump was president. So imagine 33 years, and then I came back, and it's kind of like I just hit pause and play, like I'm catching up with you. And I like to surround myself with old friends.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We picked up. We met.
Yeah.
We came in earlier. We haven't seen each other in a long time. It's just like if we just left high school the other day. But that's what happens. And people, Laredo's like that.
That's exactly right.
And it's home. And if we love our home and the way it is, we better start standing up for it, or else we're going to lose it.
That's right.
And it's being
and people tell me, what's the
chipped
difference?
away real quick.
Yeah, and I can tell you what makes Laredo different than any other, because it's not really Mexico and it's not the United States. But if you get a flat tire here, people will pull over and help you.
Yeah,
You get a flat tire in Houston, they're going to drive past you.
absolutely.
I don't care if it's raining, I don't care, because they're going to look at you like a potential threat. But here it's like you get that extra love, I believe, and it's like we grew up tough here, man. We grew up tough here, and if you didn't know how to defend yourself and you were behind the 8 ball and you were going to catch a lot of, I know I was bullied like crazy when I was skinny and growing up, man, it was horrible. But through boxing, I gained a lot of confidence, and I used it to defend myself, never to, hurt anybody or anything like that. But yeah, so we have that in common. As you know, I promoted that fight, and you're one of the first people that I connected with when I came here 5 years ago, and I'm happy to be on the show.
Anytime.
Thank you for
It's open, and right now we'll get all the information. We'll put it on the description there.
Sure.
So it'll be on for everybody to get out there. And if you guys need some help, hey, look at yourself in the mirror and say, how proud am I going to be 20 years from now of me today?
That's right.
And if you want to change and you want to get that extra help, go out there and to the center, you know, and you need to do that. Or you know, pick up a hobby or do something. You know what?
Right.
I could, you know, there's a couple of books
Right.
that people should read. And one of the books that I tell people to read right now is Unreasonable Hospitality. And it's written by an executive chef. A lot of people don't know I'm an executive chef.
Oh, you are?
So, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And so when you bond and how you see everything together, what it is, because you in the restaurant you're a people's person. If you're gonna have a popular restaurant.
That's right.
And what you see here, it's also people's. You know, I have friends around the world, and because of the art of Sabat, and just like you know, they're very friends, and we keep in touch. But what happens is that people need that. A lot of people, the only people they know is the wolves that they work with. And after that, they go home and they just turn on the TV. You have to go out there. We're social animals, and we have to go out there and socialize. That doesn't mean to go out there and have beer and get drunk and something, but it just means that start doing something, start motivating yourself, you know.
Absolutely.
But that's a great book, especially for you all the entrepreneurs that are out there. Unreasonable Hospitality.
That's right.
And that's a great book. But other than that, anything else anything you want to tell the folks out there? Where are you located?
We're located at 7913 McPherson, Suite 110. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, so we're open on Mondays, half a day.
Where are you in McPherson?
There's a shopping strip right there where the IBC is. It's called Plantation Square. And
Okay.
we're right there.
Where the HEB's at?
Yes, but around the other side by where IBC is. Right next to the haircut place. Pro Cuts, I believe it is. Sports Cuts or something like that. Yeah.
Sure. So you're on the you're facing
Yes,
McPherson.
on the McPherson side. not
Okay,
on
that'd
the
be great.
Belmont. Yeah, heading north on McPherson. We'll be on the right-hand side. There's a big sign that looks just like this, and it says Laredo Medical Weight Loss Clinic and Spa, and our phone number is 956-725-4569.
You're also on Facebook and
Yes, we
social
are.
media.
Social
Follow
media.
them, click on there, ask questions.
I myself am a success story. I was really overweight at one point. I kind of abused my body, and you know, I was going through a lot of toxicity and trying to find myself. And I gained a lot of weight. And I made a commercial. I don't know if anybody has seen it, but I did make a commercial about my testimonial because, man, I was really heavy for about 3 months of my life, and wow, huffing and puffing, just getting in my car, you know, just gassing out, you know, drinking too much, and I went through a phase, you know, but I got myself back in shape. I moved back here, started eating everything, and all the stuff that, you know, I tell people not to eat this. It's very, our culture, man,
Gastronomy is
our foods are like really high in cholesterol and fats and saturated fats and things that.
Tell me about it.
But you know, I fell into that, and so I had to lose weight before opening the clinic. So I went to the Austin location and got on the products there. But yeah, so we've served over 70,000 people in 3 different cities, and I'm very proud of that.
That's
I think
awesome.
my dad would be proud of that too, because
He would
I'm
be.
preventing people from suffering the same fate stemmed from the elements from the illnesses that diabetes brought onto our family. And so this
And yet-
is why I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And folks, you have to realize one thing, that things are preventative.
Right.
Once it occurred, it already occurred.
Right.
And you have to start looking forward, take like an insurance that you're never going to collect, you know?
Right.
That's what I tell folks when they come in here. Oh, you know, my son was already bullied, the kids with black eyes, but it's already too late. You know, he got beat up already. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But you're like, he can still learn, you know, he got time, but if,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it should have, yeah. You're coming in after the
In
fact.
fact, you know, sometimes kids, and then we're talking about bullying right now because we all lived through it.
Oh, I was
And some kids are shell shocked when stuff like that happens. That they're afraid of everything. and they lock themselves in and they become introverts and they become what we get. And we get stuff like what happened with Vande. And so people,
exactly.
you have to understand that
They have a break.
it's a difference. And I made a video the other day between the difference between a schoolyard tussle and
That's
and
the one
bullying.
I saw. I
It's
like
totally
that.
two different things, and people are mishmashing it now. You know. But anyway, glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll get all the
Professor
descriptions.
Arturo.
And
Yes, sir.
for you guys out there, if you guys want to go to the Laredo clinic and do so, find out all the descriptions below. And we're
If you
gonna,
want to see me personally, I can counsel you from Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Otherwise, there's a nurse practitioner there. She has prescriptive authority. Dr. Askew comes in every other Saturday. She offers all the pellets and gynecological stuff, anti-aging. She's an expert. She's been at it for years. And she's currently educating us on all the new stuff. And that skinny shot she brought down, she actually had my sister on the product, and my sister lost 31 pounds. And that's how I learned about it, because my sister's testimonial. So I called Dr. Askew, Wendy Askew, you can look her up, and she became our medical director.
Absolutely,
And
that's
so
awesome.
I'm very proud of that she's coming down here to help Laredoans achieve all their weight loss goals and live a healthier lifestyle.
you know what's great is that you're getting people that are proven in their art, in their fields, and you're putting them together, making a team, and that's what it's
That's
all
right.
about.
Putting a good team together.
That's exactly
And
right.
we do. We have a very good team, all of us. And we're all like a family. And we treat you like family when you come in the door, you know. And when you're a success story, we put you on TV too. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
So we'll do that. We'll talk. In fact, we ought to do some with some of your success stories.
Absolutely.
Get a couple of those people if they want to come out and talk to them and see
Absolutely.
how it was and see how the journey was and what they learned from it and they're continuing it or whatnot. You know,
Right on.
I think so.
That's right. That would be a great idea.
Folks, we're going to leave you with this. You all stay safe, be safe, and remember, go out there if you need help or you know somebody who does, give Art a call.
Thank you. Looking
Safe.
forward to hearing from you. Take care.
Have you ever wondered about what happens in a martial arts studio? Well, you start right away by setting goals, building determination, gaining focus, building skills, all while becoming more fit, gaining confidence, and learning self-defense. Huitron Academy is a school where attitude meets aptitude. So give us a call at 956-401-4868.